blood sacrifice and the cause of independence from colonial powers. When all was said and done, and the President and Mrs. Harding had made their way to his open touring car, 9-year-old Mariquita wriggled her way through the crowd, clawed her way onto the running board, and gave the President a personal farewell. "I just came to say goodbye, Mr. Harding," she said. The President tipped his top hat. The First Lady offered a sweet smile, and off they went as a Marine lifted Mariquita to the ground. The crowd was dissipating, the photographers taking a few last shots, and the reporters tucking away their notebooks. The event would lead the next day's front pages, with the city newspapers hammering home Harding's tough stand against European imperialism. "U.S. will uphold Monroe Doctrine even if it means war," blared the New York Herald. War headlines could always be counted on to convince the undecided to cough up a couple of pennies for the paper, and the anti-colonial angle had a special resonance in this particular town at this particular time. Ireland's war for independence from Britain was reaching a fever pitch in the first half of 1921, and New York City had more Irish than Dublin. At least 630,000 Gotham residents were first- or second-generation Irish Americans, many with parents, siblings, aunts, uncles, and cousins back in the old country, giving them an immediate stake in the fighting there. Hundreds of thousands more city residents came from older Irish stock, but if their family links to the old sod were more distant, in many cases the emotional ties were strong nonetheless. The Irish dominated the Catholic Church, the police department, and democratic politics in the city. Their clout on the docks was such that in 1920 longshoremen staged a political strike in support of Irish independence by refusing to handle British ships. That same year, New Yorkers raised $1 million to aid the fight for Irish independence, thanks to the barnstorming of the leading spokesman for the anti-colonial cause, Eamon de Valera, himself a son of New York City. His tour of the United States had left Irish-American supporters of independence divided, but it created invaluable publicity for the struggle at home. He certainly impressed Mariquita and Patricia's father, the Irish writer and nationalist Seamus McManus, who described de Valera as cool, resolved, gentle, masterly, humble, firm. McManus's anti-colonial credentials were almost as strong, and certainly more recent, than those of General Pius. Nearly 20 years before, McManus had been part of a small group that, in his own words, formed the nucleus of Sinn Féin, the Irish movement battling for independence even as Harding's words about Lexington hung in the air near 83rd and Central Park West. He recalled years later that he had to quit a teaching position in County Donegal after he was wrongly suspected of being that most hated figure in Ireland, an informer. "Things became so hot for me that I had to resign my position," he wrote. Eventually, McManus landed on New York's Upper West Side, where he kept involved with the fight for Irish independence. And that fight came to the sidewalks of the Upper West Side, practically in the shadow of the Bolivar statue, a year to the week after the McManus girls unveiled the monument. On April 13, 1922, a team of gunmen from the Irish Republican Army ambushed a former comrade who had betrayed the independence movement and fled to New York. Just before the shooting, the gunmen shoot away some children loitering near the Bolivar statue. They didn't want any kids getting caught in a crossfire. The location of the ambush may or may not have been a coincidence, but the timing was certainly no accident. The informer was shot a year after he got 6 IRA comrades killed by Crown forces. That massacre in Ballycannon, Cork, came on the Wednesday of Holy Week, known in Ireland as Spy Wednesday, for the day Judas betrayed Jesus for 30 pieces of silver. The Cork informer was a paid spy, too, and he was gunned down in New York on April 13, 1922, Holy Thursday. "Almost a year exactly since the Ballycannon murders," the triggerman said. As Harding put it, there is a significance in dates. What follows is the story of 4 comrades from